Hello, Such and Such, episode 2. This is called So What's With Dating? This became an episode of mine because about a month ago, I was talking to a friend about a situation I was in, and I told the person that I don't think I've ever been on a date. They thought this was a very drastic statement, but in my mind, it was perfectly fine because I've never actually said, would you like to go on a date to a person? And in my mind, if I don't say the word date, then it's not. That got spiraled into a whole bunch of other conversations with a lot of different people about what a date is and what it isn't. Through the past couple of weeks, I've had a lot of fun getting these different views that people had about what dating is. Some people, like my mom, said things like, you have to say this is a date or you have to say this is not a date. So you have the clarification there. And she also said, the biggest thing is communication overall. I agree. Some people said, like this one friend of mine said that we're old enough, being early to mid-20s, that yes, it's a date. He said it depends on the length of time you've known the person, which I'll go in detail more of what duration, as I call it, means in a date. And then other people said, if you ask someone to hang out without saying date, it's kind of a cop-out. Like you're going on a date in your mind, but you just didn't have to say the word. So there's a lot of different things and different views I got. One in particular, this lady said that if she gets asked out on a date by a guy, then it means in her mind that the guy has everything all figured out and he knows he wants to pursue her in more than a friend relationship. When she said that, I instantly said, no way, when do girls ever think guys have it all figured out? Especially for me, if I don't say date, then I just want to get to know you, that's all. Unless we talk differently about it. I told what that girl said to another person last night, and he said, yes, completely. If a guy's asking someone out on a date, then it means 100% that he has it figured out, he wants to pursue her. I thought that was very drastic. It was a good way to end this whole period of time when I was gathering these different viewpoints. And so I've just had a lot on my mind, and I figured that this topic is video worthy, such and such worthy, if you will. So in reading all my notes and thinking about all these things these people have said, I've come to find out that there are 3 categories in determining if something is a date or not. I'm going to call that an event, to shorten it from date or not date and things like that. The 3 categories are duration, motivation, and mechanics. And those 3 things are of most importance in any event to make sure if it's a date or it's not a date. Duration is the length of time. So duration, let's say I go out to eat with somebody that I've known forever. It's less likely to be a date because I've known them for a long time, and so it could just be a friend thing. It might be a date, but that depends on the other 2 categories. So for duration, say I only talk with somebody at my workplace, and while I'm at work, that's the only time I talk to them and really see them, and our interaction is limited. So the duration of that is very short. Or if I just have one conversation with them online, and it's not long. Duration is short. So that's more likely that the event will be a date because you haven't known them that long. So if I talk to somebody, for instance, online and we just have a conversation on Facebook or something, and then we decide to go out to eat, that can more so be seen as a date rather than, a friend I've known for a while and we just go get some food. That's duration. Mechanics, the second one, is the little things. Did you pick the person up or did you meet at the restaurant for say? If you did pick them up, did you go to the door to get them or did you just call them or something to have them come out? Did you pay for the bill? That's a big one in everyone's book. Things like that. Did you speak the word date or did you just say, would you like to get dinner? So that's all mechanics. One guy even said, saying, can I take you on a date is making you seem desperate. Saying, I would like to take you on a date makes you seem confident. And saying, do you want to hang out, just clearly says that it's not a date. So all these things are mechanics. motivation is kind of its own thing, but kind of intertwined with duration and mechanics. It's very weird if people's motivations get off, guy and girl. So say I only talk with this girl at my workplace. Why did I initially have the first interaction with her? Well, I thought she was attractive and I wanted to get to know more about her. So that was my motivation. My motivation for going to the next step and hanging out with her was clearly just to hang out and get to know her as a person. That's where things might get interesting based on duration. We haven't known each other for a long time. So this will be more of a chance for us to get to know each other, or it could be a date in her mind. So that's where if it's uneven between the guy and girl, then the motivation is kind of like unknowing between each other unless you communicate it to one another. So these three things, duration, motivation, and mechanics, all compile into what this event is, if it's a date or not a date. Through speaking with everyone, I'm still unsure if I've ever been on a date. I know that recently I've hung out with two people that I didn't really know, and it's been great. In closing, I don't even know what a date is, and all these people made things more confusing. That's the episode. I coughed.